the Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Today is 9/11, September 11th, 2018, which kind of runs into 9/11/9. So we're broadcasting, I'm broadcasting from Los Angeles live. Once again, it's really nice to see you all. I see some familiar faces and some new people. I'd like to welcome you all. What we're going to do is, as always, I'm going to have to keep everybody muted. We're going to be doing our meditation first, and after the meditation, if you have any questions, for those of you who are on our system, you're welcome to wave at me if you want to ask me a question, or you can write it through the chat box, and then I'll answer your question or whatever topic that you want me to talk about. I'll be more than happy to help out to the best of my ability. So for the moment, what we're going to be doing is we're going to do a simple meditation. Just simply in this moment, bring your attention to your heart center. Just kind of sink into this place. Just come here. And just feel your presence, feel your being, and just kind of gather yourself, just bringing the attention inwards towards yourself. And take a deep breath. And come to this place with this knowing that all is well and everything is fine. And you're here, you're in your heart center, and everything is okay. Nothing is going on. Everything is very still and silent. And you're perfectly fine. All is very well. And now, as you're here in your heart center, I want you to see that as you're breathing in and out, visualize that there is your pulse, your soul, your being is in a form of light. It's a ball of light. And this being, the ball of light, it's pulsating with your breath. As you're breathing in and out, the light expands and contracts. So you're breathing into it, breathing in, breathing out. And as this is happening, you're breathing in and out in your being. Now this ball of light takes over your body and illuminates your body completely. And as you're illuminated, all your memories disappear. All your ideas of the past or the future, or how anything should be or should not be, disappears. And you kind of go into this place that you're simply here, you're aware, you're quiet, you feel centered, you feel the love. But in the meantime, there is this sense that you're perfectly fine, you are protected, you are home, and you can feel the love that is here, the love that you have for yourself. the love that you have for life. And there's this sense of gratitude. And take a deep breath. And repeat after me. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive everybody.
I forgive everybody.
Because I'm loved.
Because I'm loved.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm God.
Because I'm God.
That's why I love myself.
That's why I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes.
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 Yes. As you say yes to love and light, I would like you to visualize that in this moment, you have come outside of your body. Your body is sitting here in meditation, and you have popped out of your body, and you're a couple of feet above your body, and you're looking at your body. And you're looking at yourself sitting in meditation. And we're going to do a bit of an astral travel. And you begin to find yourself in a very beautiful, surreal, green and lush and very happy field, like a beautiful park or a field of grass. You find yourself somewhere very loving. You can hear the birds, butterflies flying, dragonflies flying. You can hear the water from distance. It's like a stream or river running, or you see a waterfall. And you begin to walk. You have a bionic body. You're not limited. You're in a perfect physical situation, and you have superpowers. And now you're walking in this field, this beautiful green field of grass and vegetation with mountains near in your surrounding. It's like if you're in Switzerland or you're in Yosemite and the weather is perfect. You're walking towards the sun and you feel the sun rays as you feel it on your skin, on your cheekbones. And you're walking, and now you start running. You're running in this field, and you're totally free. And you're just picking up more speed and more speed. And you're capable of jumping. You take long jumps. And you're really loving it. Total freedom. No pains or aches. In your brand new bionic body. And as you're running, you can see and bring a partner, a loved one, or an imaginary opposite, whomever you like, whether you want them to be family or lover or someone you daydream about or someone you've been with, anybody you like, anyone that could be your opposite. It could be, it's mirroring you, mirroring yourself, but in an opposite form. And they're perfect. and they're beautiful, and they're positive, and they're very happy, and they're running with you. So here you are now running with your partner or friend, anyone that you would like. I'm going to use the word partner, but your running mate, and you and your partner are running together. And there is this joy and laughter and this freedom in this green, lush field, green field in beautiful nature with flowers all over. And you're picking up more speed. And you're loving it. And as you're running, you come across a big lake. The path ends into this big lake. And as you see the lake, you both jump in the air and take a dive into the lake. All of a sudden, your clothes disappear. Maybe you're having a bathing suit, maybe not. And you take a dive into the lake and you turn into dolphins. You become these two dolphins swimming in this wonderful, clear lake. You go deep in the water, and then you head out of the water, and you jump out of the water, and you jump back into the water. So you're two dolphins swimming in this beautiful lake and taking dives outside and inside of the water. And you feel the freedom. You can feel the water. Then the last time when you're heading out of the water, you're going out to jump out of the water for another dive. Instead, this one, you're heading out towards the sun. And you open up wings and you come back. You transform into your body. From a dolphin, you come back to a human. And you open up your wings. You open up your arms. And now you're flying towards the sun together. Your chest is gold. You got huge wings. You're tan and vibrant and happy and strong. And you're flying over this beautiful lake. You can see the sun reflection on this crystal clear water. On this beautiful day, it's not cold or hot. It's perfect temperature. And now you're flying straight towards the sun. You keep going towards the sun, and you can see and feel the sun shine and the rays on your cheekbones, on your face, on your shoulders, on your chest. And you keep going towards the sun. And you just keep going, and you're inclining up into sky. And you fly so high that you get to the sun, and you go through the sun. And when you come outside on the other side of the sun, and the sun doesn't burn you, you're immune to that. And when you come out of it from the other side of the planet's sun, you're pure light. You no longer have a body, but you are just light. Pure light. And now you circle back And you come back into the physical plane as a ball of light, ball of fire, radiant light, and you come all the way back to your body, your physical body that is sitting in a room in meditation. And you gently, slowly come back into your body as a ball of light, as an embodiment of love, of light, of purity, of gratitude, of forgiveness. Pure being, radiant, and without a story. Pure embodiment of peace. Being silent, being still, and entering into your physical body. All your challenges in life have disappeared. All the pains, aches, emotional damages, everything has disappeared. Right now you're in total state of peace and purity and oneness. And you're back here at this place. And if you put your hands on your chest area and feel the love and light that is within you, that you are made out of, and this love and light that emanates from you has taken over the entire area that you live in, and it's pulsing, and it's getting stronger and stronger, and it's taking over the planet Earth. And this love and light has no judgment about anything. It's unconditional. It's pure and unlimited. And it's contagious. And whatever it touches, it turns it to itself. And no force can resist it. It turns everything into love and light. So if you please, one more time, repeat after me. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive everybody.
I forgive everybody.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm God.
Because I'm God.
That's why I love myself.
That's why I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes.
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 Just know that all is well and everything exactly where it needs to be. We're all taken care of. Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, is in control. The Grand Spirit. Take a deep breath. And slowly, slowly come back. Come back here. Into your center. It's nice to know that when you come back to your center every time, because we go out in the world, they call it Maya. And we go out in the world of thoughts, the dream world. And then we get identified with the world and its ups and downs. And there's all kinds of things happening. It's full on. And in this identification with the world, then the world becomes real. And we start to look at it from that point of view that it's real. And when it's real, it's frightening, because then you have switched your position and you have come into this separation. You become an individual which is separated from this monster, this world, and it's very uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen 5 years, 10 years from now on, what's going to happen to my finances, what's going to happen to my children. It's scary out there. How am I going to make it? What's going to happen to me when I'm at old age, and who's going to take care of me? I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner. So you go get involved into the world of the thoughts, the Maya. And it gets scary, and it creates fear and anxiety and uncertainty. But when you come back into the center, you're led back into your own center, you come back home. That's why they call this place home. So you're back home, and the mind quiets down. It gets very, very quiet. It's not so active. Or you're able to go beyond the mind and you sink in back inside yourself, into the unified field of oneness, into the unified field of love. And then what happens is that the attention goes inwards to this place. And everything comes down. Everything quiets down. And in that shift that things quiet down, then the realization comes that all is well. Everything is fine. You are in good hands. And there's nothing to worry about. Because everything comes down. The chaos, you go beyond the chaos into the silence. Then the process may repeat itself. We forget, if we're not doing the work on a regular basis, means we're not doing some sort of grounding meditation, and we're not getting connected to the source on a regular basis. Then we forget, and we get pulled into the world of thoughts, the Maya. We go back into the world. And again, the world becomes very real. And then it sucks you back into its realness. And everything becomes frightening. So again, we meditate, we come back together, and we're just led back into the center. And then again, we come back home. And as you come back home, you're sitting here in silence, outside of the mind, and you realize, wow, everything is really calm and quiet. And your attention from being focused on the world has come back into yourself, has come back into love and peace. So in a way, you can just examine this for yourself to see that if the chaos, the fear, the anxiety, if it's real and it's there all the time, then how can you come back to this peace? How can you do that? How can you find peace in the middle of that? And the fact that you can come back within to this place by shifting your attention. See, your attention is on the world, outside, on the objects, and then you shift your attention to the inner world, and everything calms down. So what happens is that it's a very clear indication that, yeah, the chaos is there and the peace is here. So where are you going to put your attention? And that's what meditation does, is a training to unclutch from our old conditioning that we're putting our attention on the world and we're seeking peace in the world. We're looking for some kind of peace in the world by setting things up or be able to manipulate situations that we find them peaceful. You know, only if I live in Caribbean, only if I live in Canary Islands, I want to move somewhere very quiet and peaceful, and then I'm there with my partner, and I've created a situation that there's a money flow, and everything goes the way I want it, and then I'm happy and I'm peaceful. But that kind of peacefulness is temporary and is very easily could be disturbed. So we're trying to put these pieces together in the other world to create this idea we have of peace, but it doesn't work. It's not working. It doesn't work because it's not there. It's in the world of Maya. It's in the world of illusion. It's the world of objects, and they cannot make you happy, because as soon as you get one or you put something together that you think you set it up, it changes. After a while, it falls apart or it changes to something else. Another issue will come up. You can see it, you can examine your life, and it's very clear. And you know, you're not the only one who does that. Everybody does it. You know, we're all conditioned from childhood to look for this outside of ourselves and try to manipulate the other world that it bring us happiness and peace. But it's not there. It doesn't work. So what works is the more you bring the attention to the inner world, and the more you bring your attention to the one-pointedness within yourself, means that there's a watcher, there's an awareness here. There's one who's aware of what is going on. And this awareness, this being, or you can call it you, that is aware, its quality of awareness is never changes. Like, it doesn't matter what happens in your life, whether things go your way or they don't go your way, it doesn't make any difference. You are always aware. Your ability to know something internally happening to you or something externally happening is always there. That ability is not disturbed. So that because of that ability, you are aware of your emotional process, you're aware of your mental process and your body, and you're also aware of what is happening in the world. The ability to be aware. Now, because of this awareness is here, and it exists all the time, and it's never disturbed, once you begin to realize it, when it's pointed out to that, so your attention, if you start putting your attention on that, on this, you're bringing your attention. I'm going to try to use different examples to explain this to you, so maybe it really clicks for you or not. But once you start to turn your attention outside of how you feel, what you're thinking, how your body is doing, or what the world events are, if you're turning the attention to this other part, what is this other part? Is this being which is here, it's observing silently, is aware of all your processes. And that one has always been here. You. Your ability to simply being aware from very childhood. You know, you were 5 years old. You knew internally, you always know that you are. You may not think about these things. You don't think about it when you're 5 years old or 8 years old. Okay? But you know that you are. And then let's say you're 12, 13 years old, and then you're going through puberty. So your body's starting to change. And before you were interested in toys and playing, you know, being playful all the time and playing around with this and that. But now all of a sudden your agenda starts to change because your body going, your hormonal hormones changing, your body's going changing. You start feeling sexual urges and your agenda begins to change. If you're a girl, now you're interested in boys. And if you're a boy, you're interested in girls. So your agenda begins to change. And now instead of toys, you're thinking about doing your hairstyle differently, or you're looking to buy some clothes, or you know, you want to look cool or attractive, but your ability to know hasn't changed. You still know that you are here. You're still aware. That ability to be aware of the changes that are happening to you didn't go away. It's the same knowing, same ability of knowing that you were 5 years old, not is aware of a puberty is happening. Then you get older, let's say you're 18, 19 years old, and you start going to college, and you know, you're going through the process of what college kids do, whatever that is. You're athletic, or you're partying, or both, or you're very determined that you want to get a great college degree, or you think whatever is your agenda changes. You're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you know, maybe you're thinking your dream is to get married and have children, so that's your agenda. Someone wants to go travel around the world. Somebody is thinking about a career. Whatever is your agenda. But your ability to be aware that you still have this awareness of being, you know you are. And you haven't read any spiritual books, or you haven't met any teachers or anything. Nothing of that thing has happened either, but you still know that you are. You are here, you're in the world. And yeah, the world could be scary or uncertain, or the world could be wonderful. It depends on your experience. But you know you are. That knowing, it hasn't been changed. It's not touched. Then, you know, you're gradually going on, you know, you get older. Let's say you go through heartbreaks, you fall in love, you know, you fall out of love. You're going through this really deep emotional issues. Or let's say you've gone through this deep emotional damages throughout our childhood, which a lot of people do go through by being abandoned, or sexually being abused, or emotionally being abused, or going through all kinds of different things with parents separating. The emotional scars that are put on us. So whether you had it, you have it or not, it doesn't, what it is that the ability to know, your sense of being, the sense that you know you are, even though you are going through a severe emotional challenge, you still know you are. You still know you're here. That knowing is not touched. You still have the ability to be aware. That awareness is not touched. It's there. And then, you're gradually, let's say you're getting older, whatever is your story, you get exposed to spirituality or no, or whatever, you're seriously identifying with the world, because the world is very real, and all the events of the world, you're really concerned about it. Where is this world going to? All our air supply, our water supply, things are getting damaged. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to us? What's the, the anxiety, the fear, or whatever that comes up of what happens to me? What's going to happen to me? But even though going through that process, one thing hasn't changed. The sense of I am, the sense that you are, your ability to know, your awareness doesn't change. It's there. It's like the outside stuff have changed, or we've been emotionally damaged, or gone through feelings, going through depression, going through heartbreak, going through whatever, everything is great and going your way and you're really flying high, up and down, whatever it is. But the center, the part that is aware and is here, the part that is able to watch and know that you're going through whatever, that part hasn't changed. And because of that part, you are aware that you're up or down. You're capable of telling to yourself, oh my God, I'm so depressed, or I'm really down, or I have so much anxiety, or I'm so angry. You can tell that, you tell that to yourself, and in the meantime, you can call your friend and tell your best friend that, you know what, I'm just going through this thing. Right? We all have done that. We all have shared our state of being with our best friend or our parents or partner. We're explaining what we're going through. Right? So, but how do you know what you're going through? How do you know that you're going through depression or you're going through a heartbreak? How are you aware that you're going through a heartbreak or depression or fear or uncertainty? You're really worried about something. How do you know you are worried about it? Because of this mechanism that is aware, because of your awareness, because of the ability to know, the knowing, the part of you that knows. So this, okay, the knowing, let's say, is the center. It's over here. Okay, this is the point 0. It doesn't change. And now you sank down. You're going through something. So this is your ordinary state. And now you're really down. So the awareness that doesn't change, the ability to know that doesn't change, is always the same, is aware of an emotional dip. You're going through an emotional dip. Now you may go to see some doctors and get some anti-anxiety pills or whatever, or you may drink some booze or have sex or ice cream, eat ice cream or whatever you have to do because you want to get out of this. This is an uncomfortable thing. You're not happy. It's not a very happy place. So you don't want to be depressed. So you're going to try to change things in the world to get out of this depression, because it's not a very comfortable place to be in. Or you go and start working on yourself to look into your childhood stuff and go to the roots of your depression to see what happened. What happened with my parents? What is it that, why am I feeling this way? You want to fix it. Okay? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. You're trying to fix your depression because you want to come back and become normal again or feel good. So you're looking for a way. But while you're looking for a way, you're down and you want to come back, your ability to know that you're down, that part hasn't changed. Then let's say you work it out and you come up. You went and you did some therapy, you discovered some things about your past, your childhood. You are working out something with your partner, whether emotionally or you're working it out, or you're taking pills, or you take a vacation, or you start making more money, or you, I don't know, you lose weight and you feel good, or you take care of yourself, you're working on it. And then you start feeling better, you're back. You come back. Now you're feeling really good. And you've been going to the gym, you have trimmed down, you feel younger, you feel better, you met a new partner, somehow you're making more money, and you feel like you're back. And now you're feeling really good, you're here. But your ability to know that you're feeling really good hasn't changed. There's still this mechanism here, is aware that now I feel really good. And this part knows that you were down and depressed before. Because this one doesn't change. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. This one is always the same. Always. We can call this the witness, the part of you that is witnessing. We can call this the observer, the seer. We can call it the sense of I am. That part remains the same. And so you continue your life, you're progressing, your natural aging is happening. You go through different periods of life. But it doesn't matter. You're 60 years old, you're 70 years old, you're 80 years old. This part doesn't change. Now you are aware that you're 80 years old. Now you're still aware that your body has aged. The awareness, the watcher, the seer hasn't changed. That ability, that part. So what I'm sharing with you is, if you train yourself, retrain yourself to bring your attention on this part and begin to identify with this. So your identification, instead of your emotions, your thoughts, your body that goes up and down, or the world that is uncertain, it's always going up and down. Instead of putting your focus on that, if you bring your attention on this other part, the part of you that is simply aware. Not how do I feel or what I think. It's the one that is aware of changes, but this one doesn't change. And as you do that, you begin to see that you are free. The more you bring your attention on this part of yourself, the more you become aware of it, the more you put your focus on it, the more you realize that you're eternal. The more you realize that you are not what is changing all the time. And it doesn't matter when you get up in the morning, whether you feel depressed and you feel happy, it becomes irrelevant. You're still experiencing it. Because you can't not experience happiness or sadness. You're experiencing it. You cannot not experience fear or the feeling of aloneness or loneliness. You cannot not experience it, but you realize you're not it. You're not these emotions, the sadness or the feeling of being left out, or this feeling like you're disconnected. You begin to, you experience them when they're happening, but there is this total knowing inside you that you are not any of them. You're simply aware of the presence. You're aware that an emotion is visiting you. You're aware that right now, in this period, in this moment, you're feeling lonely. You're feeling no one sees you. You're feeling like you're separated, and you're aware of that feeling. You're not trying to push it away. You're not trying to numb yourself. You're not trying to do any positive thinking that no, it's not there. You're simply aware of it. But because your attention is on the awareness, your attention is not on the feeling. And then the feeling goes away. It has no power. It can't stay there. And when the feeling goes away, you're back to your original place again. Because your attention has been on the original place the whole time. You have trained yourself to keep your attention on the center point. So the center point becomes your reality. You begin to see the center point is your only reality. It's the real thing that doesn't change. And anything else that comes and goes is really not real. It's an experience that takes place, but it's not real. It's real in the moment which is happening, but it's not real because it doesn't stay the same. It cannot stay the same. So you are here, you're the awareness, watching. Things come in front of you and they do their dance and then they go. But you're here. Another thing comes and does its thing and then it goes. But you're here. And then what happens when you start to do this, the quality of your life starts to change automatically. And the reason for that is because what has happened is your attention is not on what's changing anymore. Your attention comes on the center. Means your mind starts to become more quiet and your heart begins to open. You begin to experience love. But not love as an object. The love which is here, coming from you, it's been here, and it has nothing to do with the events of the world, and it has nothing to do with people in your life, where they come and go, because it's here. The mind quiets down, and you start to experience it. It's small, it's low dosage, it's subtle, but it's continuously there. And you begin to feel it continuously. And as that happens, a shift happens in your vibrations. Your vibrations to rise to a higher frequency automatically. And as your vibration starts to change, now you're starting to vibrate in a higher frequency. So the quality of life has to change. It has to adjust itself to where you're at. The world, the changing world, it automatically gets forced into changing itself to where you're at, because it's a reflection of where you're at right now. Okay? So if, for example, you're really identified with this world and it's very real, and all you think is everything's negative, everybody wants to rip you off, everybody is a liar, you know, there's no sincerity in this world, and blah, blah, blah. So now this becomes your focal point, and that's what's going to be reflecting back to you in life. Existence is going to play that dance with you. And even if you meet sincere and honest people, or you come across integrity, you can't see it. So it's not your experience. But as you're shifting and you're bringing your attention into the focal point of the observer, and you're starting to recognize the I am, your vibration starts automatically changes, comes to a higher frequency. And then what happens, you begin to see and experience that new reflection in your life. Things starts to shift automatically, because now your focal point is not on the negative, and your focal point is not on limitation, and you're not focused on the ups and downs of yourself. Your attention is on the one-pointedness. So automatically you begin to experience, and the life starts to change. You don't know why, but people want to hang out with you. People are attracted to you. They want to do something for you, or they want to be around you. And everything starts to change. But keep in mind, you're not doing this to get something. You know, if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be doing this because I want things, you know, I want to manipulate things to go my way, then you're on the wrong path. You're simply doing, what you're doing is you're becoming aware of the part of yourself which is really eternal, the part of yourself, the watcher, the observer, that has been here, it's always here. And it may have witnessed many different parts of your own lifetimes. You may have had thousands of different lives that you lived that has come through this awareness. And this one is another one that is going to go. You know, this body is going to die, but you are not this body. You're simply aware of it. And then there could be another body coming, or another situation. But you begin to realize and recognize and live the truth of who you are, that the truth of who you are is not this body. You cannot die. You're awareness. You're just pure consciousness. And you've always been that. So you can't die, because that's not what it is. By recognizing it, you realize you're eternal. And then the fear and these anxiety stuff, they start to disappear of what's going to happen to me. Nothing's going to happen to you. You're always here. Nothing has ever happened to you. You've always been here. It's just experiences, they come and go. You experience different things. They happen in your field of awareness, but you're not them. You understand? Do you see what I'm saying? Does it make sense to anybody? Or it's too far off? I don't know. I'm trying to use the best way of using different example to convey this with you. And I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not. But yeah, thanks. I don't know how else I can explain this. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Hi.
You know, sometimes you talk about this to be center, right?
Right.
And then you swing as a pendulum, right?
Yeah.
And it's also the same, like if the one who is watching, who's aware, right? Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down, right?
The awareness, no. The awareness doesn't go up and down.
Yeah.
Right.
So this awareness, and you can talk about that it goes up and it goes down, right? This awareness is like the same, like to be centered, right?
Exactly.
And then it can go like pendulum, right?
The awareness stays the same. You know,
Yeah.
your ability to be aware is always the same. It never changes.
Yeah. It's like this.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, you can say this way or here.
Yeah.
Is aware of your mental and emotional process.
Yeah.
You know, of what is happening.
Watching everything. Yeah.
It's aware of things, but its ability to be aware doesn't get touched.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what happens to you, you still know what is happening. That knowing doesn't change. Okay?
Yeah. And then when you talk, for example, you talk like we do a series of workshops. In the workshops, we make this active meditation to rise our vibration.
Yes.
To become still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you talk about this, right? To raise the vibration, right?
Yes.
Then you don't mean you mean it it's more like if you take like the awareness and then you make it like it's not so much like it goes like up and down. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I get it. Let's say we do the active meditations, right? And the energy is really high. We do the active meditation, correct?
Yeah.
And you really get really high. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do you know you're getting really high? There's an awareness.
Yeah.
You're aware you get really high, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that awareness that you got really high is still here. Now is aware that you got really high, correct?
Yeah.
So what I'm pointing out to is not that we get really high or we get low. I'm using these things to point out to the focal point. I'm using getting high to direct you to this place, to help you recognize this place.
Yeah. Mm.
recognizing this space in you that doesn't change. It's aware of getting really high and expanded, and it's the same place that is aware that you're in deep shit. But this one doesn't change. So bring your attention, put your attention on this place. Look for this place. Try to find this place. Try to identify with it. Okay? Oops, what did I do? Yeah. Let's see this question from... Okay. Pia, where are you? Are you around? Is she here? Let me... Oh, hi, honey. Hello. I'm going to unmute you. How come I can't unmute her? Yeah. Sorry, Pia. I don't know. We can't... I'm trying to unmute you, but I can't. Okay. Unmute audio. No, it doesn't do it. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Hi, honey. Yeah?
Evangelist, pastor, and counselor to the president.
You unmuted everyone, Shishi. Yeah. And okay. It's okay. I did it. Yeah. Somehow I can't unmute you individually, but I'm going to answer this question. Okay. Describe that one with the film screen. I don't understand. What do you mean? Right. Somehow I'm not able to unmute you, so let's... Sorry about that. What the hell is going on here? Huh. Right. Something weird is happening. I'm trying to figure out how else I can explain this, because if you really get it, everything changes.
If you just awareness, what is the purpose of life? I mean, that's what I always come back to.
What's that?
If you're just bringing awareness to the watcher or the observer, there's
Yeah.
no excitement. It's just
Right. You see, let me put it this way, because we've talked about this before. There has to be a neutral point in us. I mean, there is a neutral point that everything gets compared to. How do you know you're feeling good? And how do you know you're feeling bad? Because unconsciously, without being aware of it, we don't know it because no one ever told us this, is that your feeling good gets compared to a part inside you that never changes. There's this part, and this is what happened to me. This is what I realized. And that happened in September of 2011. And this is what I call liberation. This is where I call it, where I started to see I'm free. It took time for it to really integrate. The integration took more years that it really clicks completely. Maybe for somebody happens a lot faster than that. I don't know what other people experiences go through, but this is what happened to me. There was a point that all of a sudden I started to realize that my ability to know, my ability to observe, because I can sit here, let me explain the observer. I can watch my thoughts. I can look at my mind. or I'm aware of what I feel, okay? And the same thing for you. When you learn meditation and you start doing silent meditation and your teachers come and ask you and you come and say, you know what, I couldn't be really quiet today because I had a lot of thoughts in my mind, right? So you say, I couldn't really relax because I have a lot of thoughts in my mind. So listen to the language. Listen to this very pay attention to this. You say, I could not calm down because I have a lot of thoughts in my mind. Okay, so where is this I, where is this you who's aware of all these thoughts going on in your mind? So already there has to be a separation. There has to be a you who's aware of a lot of thoughts in your mind. So this mind you're referring to is not who you are, because you're aware of some activities happening somewhere. It's the same thing to be aware, like there's some activities out here, someone pulled a truck and they're moving their furniture inside of a house, and you're aware of some activities happening in your neighborhood. The same thing, you're aware of some activities happening in your mind. So what I'm referring to, that by recognizing that there is this part of you that it's not involved with the activities happening in your mind, with the thoughts. It's simply aware that the mind is busy. This is the same part that says, oh wow, today the meditation was fantastic, Zarathustra, because I went into this deep place and I was very quiet. Again, who found that out? Who noticed that you were able to be very quiet? Because of this part, which is not really involved, it's only aware, it's only watching the busyness and is aware of quietness. That part is not involved, it's always still. And that part is who you are. That's the real you. So until you're able to bring your attention to it, until you're the point that you identify with that part, as long as you cannot find it and you don't bring your attention to it, then you're going to be, consequently, you're going to be identified with ups and downs in life. And you're going to suffer. You're going to experience ups. You're going to be suffering. Emotionally, mentally, you will be suffering. Because you're identifying with your thoughts. You think you're your thought process. And you think your emotions. And you think the events in the world are real. So you're going to identify with changes. And so you're going to have to go up and down and you have to suffer. So you will be in the prison. But when you are ready and you bring your attention to the witness, you bring your attention to this part which is simply aware of the activities, it's aware that your mind is very busy, or is aware that you're in silence. But it's not involved with it. It doesn't care. Your mind is very busy or you're in silence. Until you bring your attention to that part and you realize that you're really that one, then you're free. Once you start to realize that that is who you really are, then you realize you're free. Freedom has come. Otherwise, prior to that, you're always trying to feel good. You're looking for feeling good, and with feeling good, it's going to come feeling bad. There's no way out. You have to get out of that place. So the meditations I do is really, everything is to point out to that point. I'm trying to somehow divert your attention to your center part. Bring your attention to the part of you that is aware of all these other parts of yourself. But that one doesn't need any fixing. You don't need to work on it. And you don't need to do anything about it. It's always there. Yeah, hi, Karen.
Yeah. I understand what you say, and also it's helping me a lot. So I'm really thankful. And now I know that it's not so much time left, but still I want to share something.
Sure.
So maybe it can come for the next academy or something,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because, sometimes you talk about, to not identify with what is happening and not to react, to be still, to be centered, right? And then you say, but of course, if someone break in, right, of course you have to act, right? You say this,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
I understand this. And I feel sometimes that I'm in some situation and I don't know how to act.
Right.
I listened to someone talking about this screen, like you're watching a screen and there's a fire, right? And you don't go and put water on this screen, right? You watch the fire and then you turn off the TV. I understand this, right? And then if you pass a fire, right, you try to put water and put the fire out, you do your best, and then you walk, right?
Correct.
And sometimes I feel that I'm in the middle of a fire, right?
Right.
And I don't know where to get the water, and I don't know who to ask to help me to put this fire out, right? And I'm I'm trying to be still, and somehow
you get pulled into it.
I don't know, and I think that I hope that this fire will go down soon, or but it is like and I try, I really try to be in the now and to be grateful for everything I have, and I'm very, very, very grateful. But I see this fire around me, and why is this fire around me? Is it because I attract this fire?
Right.
And then if I become still, then will my vibration raise, and then there will not be this fire?
Well, maybe there is a fire if you become still, maybe not. So just becoming still and finding the stillness within yourself doesn't mean that life challenges will not happen. I go through a lot of life challenges all the time. So the life challenges happen to you, but as they happen, they kind of examining you. They're kind of an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you're still. It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you have found the focal point, your center. If they don't happen, you would not know that. You don't get to exercise it. So let's use a couple different examples. For instance, you know, one easy exercise you can do is that you can start, let's say this week, I'm really going to practice on this. And my practice is going to be that I'm not going to react to my child. I'm not going to react to my mom. Let's say someone triggers you. I don't know who. Let's say you find somebody, it's your friend, it's your grandmother, it's your mom, dad, kid, boss, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever. Somebody triggers you and you normally react to them. Okay, let's put this week into interacting with them and practicing not reacting to them. Even if they come and say, you know what, you're always wrong, you always, you know, you mess up the eggs. And you know you did it perfectly, but you don't, you just stay in your center and you don't say anything. And then they may come back and say, oh, once again, you left the door open. How many times I told you don't leave this door open? And you just stay in your center. You practice not reacting. I'm not talking about submission. I'm not talking about submitting in force and manipulation of letting somebody bang on your head, as this has been happening to a lot of us for thousands of years. Okay? I'm not talking about that. Especially with women who've been suppressed for thousands of years through male superiority. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about you're consciously doing a practice. And that practice is going to be in interaction with somebody that pulls your triggers and then not reacting to it. And see if you can do that. See how it feels and how is it going to affect your relationship. You don't know till you try it. And as you're doing that, you bring that slowly integrated in your everyday life. I'm not talking about submission. Don't take me wrong. You know, sometimes someone's doing you wrong or whatever, and you have to really come and you stand up and really come back to them very strongly. Stop doing that. I don't like this. Enough is enough. You have to do that. No, I'm talking about consciously you enter into this interaction with someone that has always been triggering you, and you're practicing not responding to, not reacting. And do that and see what happens. Because life stuff is continuously, things gonna happen, people are gonna tell you things, an event is gonna happen that will pull a trigger inside you. And we react to it. You know, you turn on the news and all of a sudden, you know, you're hearing like, I don't know, yeah, there's the invasion of blah, 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 blah is happening right now. They're attacking. And your immediate reaction is, oh, going into this place and wanting to react to it. You know, you start practicing staying in the center and not react right away. You can react later, but practice not reacting right away. Get into this place. I'm not saying that, of course you have to react to things in life. That's a part of life. You cannot just stay here and not react all the time and let people walk all over you or do whatever they want to do. You have to stand up for your own rights, naturally. But there's a difference. Acting from stillness of the witness, from this place, acting from this place, or reacting from a chaotic place. There's There's a complete difference into it. There's a difference that you're speaking from silence, from a calm, collected place within yourself. You're voicing your opinion, you're speaking, or you're talking from a chaotic place that you're very identified and it's reactionary. There's a big difference into the two. And the person you're talking to, they can tell the difference. There's a quality to it. The more you bring your attention to your center, the more you come to this place of the witness, of the I am, the more you begin to see even your reactive part. The more you begin to see your emotional scars. The more you begin to see how you're being ruled by reactions. The more you become aware that a lifetime you've been living a life of reactionary, reacting to all these ups and downs, therefore you could easily be manipulated and you suffer. The more you start to pay attention to this place, the more you become liberated from it. Okay? All right. Well, it's nice to see you all. Our time has come to an end. Actually, we went 10 minutes over. And some of you may be tired because those of you who are in Scandinavia, so it's getting late. It's so nice to see you. Next Tuesday, Miss Shishi, next Tuesday is, huh? The 18th. Okay, that's going to be our last academy because after that I'm going to Egypt. And there's still some space for those of you, if, you know, in the last moment you decide to join us, you're welcome to. We're going to go to Egypt. We're going to meet in Egypt on the 24th of September. So I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And also, by the way, we're going to have a shamanic retreat in March in Sedona, Arizona. So we're going to spend 9 days together in Sedona, Arizona, and we're going to have a shamanic retreat. And soon I'm going to be putting it up on my website. So just for you to know. And as you know, after Egypt, I'll come back to the US. I'll be here for 2 weeks, and then I will be heading out to Sweden. So I'm going to be, I'm presenting at Harmony Messa, the expo in Stockholm, and from there I go back to Norway. I haven't been in Norway for a while, so I'll be in Hamar, Norway for a week. Then I go to Gothenburg for 1 week and back to Stockholm. Have a 2-day trip to Denmark. I'm doing a one-night event in Copenhagen, back to Stockholm, and then I go to Germany for 1 week. It's a full-on 7-week tour. So it gives us a chance. By the way, we're going to have a reunion event. Well, what's going to happen is you have to go. I can't explain all of my schedule, but we're going to do a few level 1 and 2 of the healing training program. I'm going to be doing 1 and 2 in Hamar, 1 and 2 in Gothenburg, and then level 1 to 4 is going to be presented in Stockholm. And for some of you that probably done the healing training program a few times and you don't want to do it anymore, then we're going to have this reunion that is going to happen either in Stockholm or near Stockholm. We're still looking for the right location. So it's going to be a mini Ore that it will give us a chance to stay together in the same hotel for 2.5 days. And it happens to be right on my birthday. So we're going to be dancing a lot. We're going to be talking about what we're talking. It's not a healing training program, yet we're going to be doing meditation, and there's going to be talks, and the work, of course, it's going to be about return to love, coming back to our hearts. And so we still do have a workshop, but it's also going to be very playful, and we'll be playing and doing meditations and dancing and connecting with each other. And it's going to be Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to be on November 30th, December 1st, and 2nd. So it's a way for us to come back together and have this time together without a major time investment till we meet up next time. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, Monica. Hi. Monica. Huh?
You want to have contact with me, but I can't find the right thing to
Connect with me?
No. How should I? Can I call you? Or?
You mean today after we end up, if you want to stay and then we talk here?
Yes.
Or I can contact you on Facebook,
Yes.
on the messenger if you would like. I can,
yes.
And then we can see each other.
Yes, because you asked me to get in contact with you.
Okay.
And I hadn't managed to do that.
Okay, no problem. Just wait here. If we can talk here, we do. If not, on Messenger, I will call you.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Monica.
Fine.
Okay. All right. Well, nice to see you all. Stay in tune, and feel free to write to me on Facebook or email me. And whenever you get a chance, if you want to tune in and come to one of my events, then just go on my website, Zarathustra.tv, and see which one is in your area or which one is going to work for you. Nice to see you all, sending you lots of love. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. God bless you. And be well.